Telo Barnard and Dino Beganovic will be certainly the names to keep an eye on the way to turn number 1. Keep in mind that Telo Barnard has the upper hand in theory, as he's occupying the inside line on the way to the first corner. But we've seen through the heats that cannot be always an advantage, as some of the drivers, Dino Beganovic, the first one, could try to get around Telo Barnard on the outside line of the first one on the way to the chicane. So plenty of actions, plenty of uncertainty certainly for this junior category on the way to the senior that will see taking place a bit later in the afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the 34 best junior drivers are out there on track waiting for the signal 2 minutes from the start. This is the worldwide stage here at Kristianstad. Thank you very much. We hope that you'll have, of course, all the pleasure that we've been having to cover this event for you. We can wish only one thing to the drivers: have fun, perform well, and at the end we'll make the count, and hopefully we'll find some of you on the podium at the end of the 23 laps. Thank you very much. Good racing to everyone, and we'll see you back in a minute with Jake Sanson.
Thank you, Guillaume Alvarez. This is going to be a big one. I cannot even begin to imagine what is going through the mind of the 34 young racing drivers sat on the starting grid. This is going to be the race of their lives. Here at the Asmring International at Kristianstad in Sweden, it is the World Championship, the biggest race for a junior driver in the world of karting. And it is going to be a sensational show with some of the best racing drivers on the planet having an amazing race ahead of them. This will be 25.6 kilometers of the Asmring International, and my goodness me, there have been some great battles leading up to this, so expect the best of the best of the best. Telo Barnard and Dino Beganovic on the front row of the grid. Kay Aski and Gabriel Bortoletto on the second row. Victor Bernier and Luca Griggs on the third row from Gabriele Mini and Thomas ten Brinker. Marcus Amand and Josep Sobrapera from Paul Aaron and Alex Dunn. Then Dilana Van Toth, Enzo Schionti, Kirill Smal, Maya Werg, Guillaume de Avegadedo, Josh Dufek, Nikita Artemonov, James Wharton, Suleiman Zanfari, Enzo Trulli, Lorenzo Flusha, Norton Andreasen, Sami Megatunith, Lawrence Van Heupen, Matthew Rees, Loris Cabarou, Nikita Bedrin, Thomas Nebveu, Zach O'Sullivan, Isaac Hajar, Sebastian Montoya, and Alfio Spina. It's time for the race of the century, the race of the year for these boys and girls to go to battle. So let's see who is going to get the best off this 2-lap formation start. Obviously, the drivers will want to get the brakes and tyres up to temperature as much as possible. I would say the majority of them have got new tyres still, but a couple of them will have used this set that was meant to be for the final in preparation to get them into this grid in the first place. So some of the drivers will have slightly older tyres than the others, but for Telo Barnard, the objective is clear. Get out in front, hold the lead, and in the last few laps, defend, 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 especially when you consider the opposition. Dino Beganovic, the homeboy hero who has a genuine chance to become the first Swedish world champion since 1996 and the first ever Swedish junior world champion. This could be a really exciting battle, but there is an amazing cacophony of young stars who have been in this situation before. This championship has bred some of the most incredible youngsters ever to grace racing cars. Just to give you a few ideas of the drivers that have come through this World Championship for the Junior FIA Karting World Championship: Charles Leclerc, Antoine Hubert, Rickard Collard, Ben Barnicoat, Mick Schumacher, Dan Ticktum, James Pull, Yuri Vips, Marta Garcia, Dennis Hauger, Oscar Piastri, Jack Doohan and Artem Petrov. They've all come from here. The last few champions, 2012 was Henry Easthope, Alessio Lorandi in 2013, Enam Ahmed in 2014, Logan Sargent 2015, Victor Martin in 2016, and last year, Dexter Patterson on home soil. Will there be another home champion in the OK Junior World Championship? Brace yourselves, grab a bag of popcorn and hang on to your hats, because this is going to be one heck of a show. Barnard will be on the inside line. Beganovic alongside him on the grid. Kai Aski saw his biggest challenge for the victory as Victor Bernier. He's the man starting directly behind him. Alongside Aski is the Brazilian star, Gabriel Bortoleto. Luca Griggs for the Lennox Racing team on the third row beside Bernier. Then we have Mini, Tenbrinka, Amand, Sobrapera, Aaron, Dunn, Vantov, Skionti, Small and Wurg. This is going to be an amazing show, and we will see the very best in the world go to battle. Brace yourselves, hang on to something, and it's going to be go! The World Championship gets underway, and what a start from Taylor Barnard into second position straight away. No surprises there. Kai Aski blasts into P2, and the race is underway through the chicane for the first time, and there's already a couple of karts that have gone for a burden through the chicane. They've just about got going again, but out in front it is the Rosberg Academy star, Taylor Barnard, who leads the way as we've got an off in the background, but Barnard is out in front. Second position for Kai Aski at the moment, trying desperately to hang on as Dino Beganovic slots into third position in front of Victor Bernier, the Frenchman, and we've got an off in the background, and that looks like it could be a retirement. No, it's not. They're going to get back on the circuit again. That is the 219 who has gone off the circuit, Josh Dufek of Austria. He's got himself back on the circuit again. So it looks like a very rough and tumble first lap at the back, but at the front it is going to battle, and Taylor Barnard leads the way in the Rosberg Academy colours as he leads the way for Kart Republic. Kai Aski second. Third is Beganovic. Then it's Bernier, Mini, Amand, Bortoleto, Aaron, Vantov, Griggs, Tenbrinka, and Marti Sobrapera from Enzo Schionti and Guillermo de Figueiredo. The battle begins as they run on the second lap. Up and over the crest on that bump. They do actually get airborne in these karts as they push their way forward. As up the inside, Enzo Schionti makes the move to go up into P6. And for second, that is Beganovic. He makes the lunge on Kai Aski, and Beganovic is through to second place. This is a worry for Barnard. He knows how strong Beganovic is here. So, Dino Beganovic in second place on home soil. Now charging after Taylor Barnard. Kai Aski is still there in third position for the moment from Bernier and Gabriele Mini, the Italian for Paronin. Sixth position, Gabriel Bortoleto still going to battle as there's a few choice overtaking moves in the midfield on this second lap. But after two, with 19 to go, it's Barnard from Beganovic, Aski, Bernier and Mini.
What a start of the race, my dear Jake. It has been cold outside, a little bit of windy, and now we're good to go for the first of the two finals. A beautiful battle up front, the 205 Kai Aski, under the pressure of Victor Bernier just behind him. And I think Bernier goes for the win. Yes, he goes for it, the Frenchman. There's a first overtaking maneuver from Victor Bernier on Kai Aski into third position. Beautifully made from the VDK driver.
And Mini got through into fourth position as well, so Gabriele Mini is now in P4, charging after the Frenchman, Victor Bernier. Let's not forget that there is still one man we haven't really considered as a potential world champion. Paul Aron has moved his way now up into seventh place, just one ahead of Delano Vantov. Paul Aron, the European champion. We've got two karts off in the background. That looks to me like we've lost Nikita Bedrin and Norton Andreasen. So Bedrin and Andreasen have gone. That is a real shame for the Russian and the Swede on home soil, but the race continues. There's Bortoleto trying to shake off the European champion Paul Aron in the 201, but Barnard is being caught by Beganovic. Obviously a lot of hard work has gone into this point, but Barnard came up strong in the heats with 4 wins and an amazing performance from the youngster, hoping to fly the flag for Great Britain in 2 consecutive years as back-to-back world champions from Great Britain, and of course the third ever after Enem Ahmed and Dexter Patterson. Is Taylor Barnard going to join that list? Beganovic, though, is hustling him and is hoping to be the first FIA Karting world champion of any kind since 1996.
Fantastic way to start racing at 222. Taylor Barnard, Dino Beganovic. We expected that battle to take place, and now this is the case. Beganovic is showing himself into the rear end of Taylor Barnard as they make their way onto the start-finish line. Let's have a look at the gap. 0.2 of a second. This is it between Taylor Barnard and Dino Beganovic on the way into turn number 1 and the chicane. But pay attention to Bernier, he's very fast at the moment. The Frenchman trying to get past Beganovic, increase the pressure on both Barnard and the Swedish driver. Gabriele Mini still in 4th position. Could he actually try to catch up? He's in the good wagon, the pole sitter from the Paralin Racing team. And a bit further back behind, we have Bortoleto, Kai Aski, Paul Aron still battling. And there's a move, I think, just behind. Yeah, between the two drivers. Paul Aron getting past Kai Aski, I think, just happened over there. Somebody attempt at the forefront, and Victor Bernier getting past
Second.
Dino Beganovic indeed.
Bernier into second position, past Dino Beganovic. So Victor Bernier is going for the battle. Didn't we say that Victor Bernier was a great challenge for the World Championship? Taylor Barnard has now got Victor Bernier breathing down his neck as they come over the line once more. It is Barnard from Bernier, Beganovic in third position, Mini, Bortoletto, Aaron, Askey, Van Toff and Amand. With in 10th position, Luca Griggs in front of Marty Sobrapera. It is going to be a really exciting battle. This is an absolutely sensational race, but Barnard's got to hang on to the pressure cooker at the moment. Bernier is turning up the dial. Beganovic still there in third, Mini fourth, and Bortoletto is not out of this one yet in fifth. The Brazilian has been very strong over the course of the weekend, so let's see what Bortoletto can do to chip away at the top four. Barnard has got Bernier really underneath him now as he tries Bernier to go for the move on Taylor Barnard. He's close, he's not quite there, but you do sense that there's going to be an overtake as they come through 10 and 11. The tyres working their hardest, the G-force at its height. Bernier's going for the lead in the final turn. Bernier takes the lead of the World Championship, but Barnard comes straight back alongside. They're going to be side by side at turn one. Barnard's going to hold the line. Take that, Victor.
And there's a fight back from Telobana, who just lost the lead for 2 corners. And Victor Bernier is going to try again, that's for sure. The young Frenchman who still has something to say in that final as we're getting underway. Just 6 laps completed only, and we already have the battle fantastic between those two drivers. And look behind what's happening with Beganovic and Mini. Those two could take. There's a change!
Again!
Bernier is online!
Mini goes for Beganovic as well, so Mini through into third position past Beganovic, but Victor Bernier takes the lead of the World Championship. Barnard is not done yet. He knows that he's still got plenty of time. This is only lap 7 of 21. We're about to approach the end of the first third of the race. Still a long way to go, but Victor Bernier has hit the front for the first time in front of Barnard. Mini, Bortoletto making the move for 4th position up the inside of Beganovic. The Swede is down to 5th place now. So it's Bernier, Barnard, Mini, Bortoletto and Beganovic who's coming straight back at him. Amazing racing, and it's already got Felipe Massa and Nico Rosberg on tenterhooks watching like school children on the starting gantry. They are absolutely riveted, and no surprises with the Rosberg Academy man Barnard chasing after Victor Bernier.
Yeah, the race is long before being ended as Taylor Barnard is chasing Victor Bernier indeed. Gabriele Mini could play a part, and there comes Gabriele Bortoletto taking 4th place in the hands of Gabriele Mini. There he goes, the Brazilian driver. Mini is trying to fight back, but stays behind as Gabriele Bortoletto closes up the door just behind him. Beautifully made from Gabriele Bortoletto, who could play a part maybe in this final and trying to chase Victor Bernier and Taylor Barnard.
Watch out for the 2 men behind the top 5 as well. Paul Aaron is now 6th, Delano Van Toff is now 7th. Both of those have been very steely, feisty competitors in this weekend. They are 6th and 7th, and they have not had enough from this weekend yet. There is Paul Aaron, European champion. Delano Van Toff, the Dutchman there, 206, is still very much in contention for this one as well. These two have both won plenty of accolades over the course of the weekend. Paul Aaron has really struggled over the course of the heats. He was never really in a winning position, but he's drilled in those results. He's kept himself firmly in the top 10 every single time. So Paul Aaron may well be saving his very best to last. Don't forget, he is the European champion, which he won last month at the final round at SA in France. But Delano Van Toff has been a very steely competitor, and he could already be in this top 5, don't forget, had he not slipped off the road on slick tyres in the wet in the last 3 laps of the heat that he was in control of. So Delano Van Toff will want vengeance, but he's got company of his own now because Marcos Amand is closing up in 8th position. Kirill Smal is 9th. Kayaski has unfortunately slipped to 10th.
There's battles at every stage of this fantastic racing. This is the final race of the weekend, the biggest that we've been expecting for a while. Gabriele Mini is closing up to Gabriele Bortoletto. The Paralympic driver is going to try something on the way to turn number 4. It's not happening yet for Paralympic driver Gabriele Mini. 203 just chasing the Brazilian. Behind him, it could be the chance for Dino Beganovic, one of the local heroes who was starting from the front row, who dropped it up to 3 position in 5. But we are far away from being over in this race, and Beganovic is still a shot at the title, and why not at the podium certainly. Bortoletto on your screen trying to chase Taylor Barnard, and look at the gap between Victor Bernier and Taylor Barnard. It seems like it's increasing at the moment. We were half of a second between those two. It was the previous gap. Let's have a look as they come across the finish line very soon. Bernier, good exit out of turn number 12. in front of Telo Barnard. Let's have a look at the gap, up to almost 7/10 of a second after 10 laps.
That's fair enough, but it's still halfway to go. I don't think Taylor Barnard is done yet by any stretch of the imagination. There's a long way to go in this race. We're on lap 11 of 21, and he will know how to close in on Victor Bernier if he gets the chance. Victor will be pushing to build a gap, but if he pushes those tyres too hard, then Taylor Barnard, Gabriel Bortoleto, Gabriele Mini and Dino Beganovic will be right there for the hunt. Meanwhile, Aaron, Van Toff and Armand are closing up together, 6th, 7th and 8th as they continue to push on. There's some great battling in the lower positions as well, as just keeping an eye on a battle further at the back as Sebastian Montoya makes up a few places as he battles away. So that's another Formula One man in the paddock somewhere. Juan Pablo watching his son Sebastian go to work. Enzo Trilli is still doing a reasonably good job battling away with the likes of Isaac Hajar and Matthew Rees, and Jarno will be watching him closely. That's how important this race is. It is the biggest race in karting for the junior brigade of racers. But out in front, Victor Bernier has picked up 7/10 of a second on Barnard. Barnard sets his personal best in that lap. Here we go, he's coming back.
Yeah, the young British driver trying to get some more speed in the start-finish line by bending his helmet on his wheel. That's a karting driver trick indeed, and it just paid off for Telo Barnard, who's going to try to get himself out of the pressure from Gabriel Bortoleto and Gabriele Mini. Those two just behind. On your picture, the Brazilian driver showing to Barnard that is there just behind, trying to take different line from Telo Barnard, and a lot of pressure in second position. I'm afraid that for Telo Barnard, it's going to be a lot of effort to be put together to prevent Bortoleto to get past him, but Mini could have a chance as well. Bortoleto very threatening as they make their way into the last corner. Victor Bernier crossing the line just in front of Nico Rosberg and Mr. Felipe Massa. Rosberg following his driver's performance as never before. Telo Barnard half of a second behind Bernier at the moment.
This is the thing, Barnard is using Bortoleto and Mini to work with him. They're in unison at the moment. They are not in opposition until they close up on Victor Bernier. They are working each other around the circuit, using each other's slipstream, using each other's draft to push each other around the circuit to close back up on Victor Bernier. Bernier getting a lead, but it is definitely not done yet because these three up the inside. Bortoleto's got to second. Bortoleto's gone to second on Barnard. We did say the Brazilian could be a strong contender for this one, and very quietly, very calmly, Gabriel Bortoleto has got himself into potentially a winning position. If he works with Barnard and Mini, they will close in on Victor Bernier. Meanwhile, further back, Marcus Armand has been making a move as Mini does for the inside of Barnard. Barnard gets him straight back.
And the battle is on, and Telo Barnard is going to try to hold his position in front of Gabriele Mini, but now it looks very dangerous for the Rosberg Racing driver. Indeed, in third, Gabriele Mini is trying to charge him in fourth position, and further back we saw a good move from Marcus Armand getting past Dylan Vanto for sixth position, and Paul Aaron, losing a position to Dylan Vanto for seven, and back in eighth, the European champion in the junior category, eighth position in front of Kirill Small and Kayaski in 10th position with a drop of 7 places since the start of this race. Definitely not the good scenario for Kayaski.
Bernier, Bortoleto, Barnard and Mini at the moment. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Bortoleto trying to drop Barnard and Mini as he closes up on Victor Bernier for the victory. But Bernier has been so cool, calm and calculated through this weekend. There's Gabriele Mini, the 202 in the Paladin chassis. He's really starting to work his magic onto the back of Taylor Barnard. This is an amazing debut on the world stage for Barnard, the youngster from Great Britain. But it looks to me as though he's going to have to dig deep and find something special. We're into the third part of the 3 in this race effectively. Lap 15, 2/3 done and 1/3 to go. 7 laps left of this Junior World Championship final, and it looks like it's going to be played out between Victor Bernier and Gabriel Bortoleto, with Taylor Barnard and Gabriele Mini doing their best to try and close in, but it looks like Dino Beganovic may have to play a support role on this occasion. He is there in 5th place, 6th position, still going well for Marcus Armand. Then it's Kirill Smal from Dilano Van Toff, Paul Aaron, Kai Aski, Suleiman Zanfari, De Figueiredo, Schionti, Dunn, Griggs, Wharton, Berg and Tenbrinka.
14 laps completed into this junior final. Victor Bernier is still your leader with a bit more than 6/10 of a second advantage on Gabriel Bortoleto. Telo Barnard, Gabriele Mini, this is the top 4 coming across the start-finish line at this moment. Telo Barnard and the rising pressure from Gabriele Mini, just 2/10 of a second behind those two. And this is going to be the battle for third now getting underway as Gabriele Mini is trying to decrease the gap that he has on the Kart Republic driver onto the corner number 4. Then we have further back Dino Beganovic and Marcus Armand getting past Kirill Small once again, making his way up to the field. Beautiful battle back on the screen between them. And there goes Gabriele Mini taking the inside line. Beautifully made from the Italian driver. and this is one more position drop for Telo Bernard back and forth.
So Mini into third position, now trying to close up on our race leader, Victor Bernier. Gabriel Bortoleto, the Brazilian, still in second place, but Bernier is trying to pull out a gap. He's just done the fastest first sector of anybody. Second sector, the fastest of anybody, is actually the Russian Kirill Smal, who has moved into seventh position. So Kirill Smal could well play an interesting role in this race. Come the finish, he is dipping down low, trying to close up on Marcus Amand, who is in sixth position, in there behind Dino Beganovic, the home favourite, in fifth position. But Bernier still controls this pace from Bortoleto, Mini and Taylor Barnard. I tell you what, this has been an absolutely intriguing battle. Victor Bernier with a strong lead at the moment, 0.7 of a second. Fastest of anybody again in the first sector, although Kirill Smal sets the fastest lap of the race. But with 5 laps to go, Bernier is very close to putting this world title beyond reach.
Yeah, he showed brilliant performance all throughout the European season already. Victor Bernier, 4th in the overall ranking in the FIA Karting European Championship in this junior category after good performance on home soil in France. And now is keeping his promise to fight for the title as he's on the lead with more than 0.7 of a second. Let's have a look at the gap. Looking over his shoulder, the VDK driver to try to see where the others are. Gabriel Bortoleto in front, 0.8 of a second now for the lead. The 204 Victor Bernier is trying to increase his gap, and he does that very well. Bortoleto, Gabriel Mini, just 0.3 between those two. Mini is going to try something. He has to in the less than 4 remaining laps if he wants to have maybe a shot at the title. Gabriel Mini has to go for Gabriel Bortoleto first before attacking Victor Bernier. Of course, this is easier said than done for the pole sitter of this event. Right now on your picture with the white crash helmet, but he has the pace to do that. Let's fingers crossed for the last stages of this race. Gabriel Mini in third, Bortoleto second, Bernier is still first, and a good advantage built up together by the Frenchman.
I do think Gabriele Mini is going to get Gabriel Bortoleto before they close up on Victor Bernier. The Frenchman is definitely opening up the tanks, and now he's got 3 laps to go with an advantage of 0.8 of a second. That's going to be incredibly tough for anybody to come close to, but Bortoleto trying to hang on at the moment in front of Gabriele Mini. I think Mini is suddenly realizing as well that the win may not be on, but he could get second place. But Gabriel Bortoleto, the Brazilian, is still absolutely determined to try and close up on Bernier. For the Frenchman, he doesn't even have to think about defending at this point. He's got enough of a cushion that he can control his racing line. Things are okay and hunky-dory at the moment for the Frenchman. Bernier leads the way, second place for Bortoleto, Mini closing down, so it's going to be a really interesting challenge for these guys as they continue into the closing stages. There will be 2 laps to go at the end of this one.
Yeah, time is running out for Gabriele Mini that you have on screen, the 202 from Italy in third position, and is getting closer to Gabriel Bortoleto. Could we actually some very late maneuver coming from the Italian driver, very close, a bit more than 0.1 of a second into the chicane. Gabriel Bortoleto has a good exit, but as well for Gabriele Mini trying to chase the Brazilian in second position. This is all to the advantage of Victor Bernier, who can actually pull away in the meantime all the way to the victory in this final. We have the battle. This is going to be on until the checkered flag. There he goes!
Mini goes for the inside of Bortoleto and gets him in a second position. The Brazilian will want to fight back. He knows there's surely no chance of catching up with the Frenchman in the lead of this race. So second position is going to have to do. But now that Mini has got there, Bortoleto will want to come back at him. Watch him in the final hairpin. He's going to try and set him up through these 2 double left apexes. Can he go for him in the final hairpin? No, he's going to have to set him up on the final lap. Here we go. Victor Bernier is 1 away from becoming junior world champion. He may just get this now. Through the first corner, Victor Bernier hanging on to things. It looks to me as though it's going to be a brilliant moment for the Frenchman. Just as Victor Martins took the victory in 2016, it looks as though the tricolor will be flying high, but who will get second? Mini is trying to disappear away from Bortoleto, and I think he's got enough space to cover. Third position is going to be Bortoleto in front of Taylor Barnard as a last gasp effort. The 5th position comes in from Kirill Smal. He gets the move on Marcus Amand. As we go into the 3rd and final sector though, Smal is going to maintain that 5th position run. Amand is going to be 6th. but the man who started P5 on the grid for this one, he's going to sweep the board. He's been quiet, he's been cool, he's been calm, he's been calculated, but now the moment is his. Victor Bernier is the junior world champion. What a moment for Bernier. A brilliant race, a superb effort, and an absolutely commanding victory. We have a new world champion. His name, Victor Bernier. Absolutely superb. Gabriele Mini in second place from Gabriele Bortoletto, an Italian and a Brazilian on the podium. And look at the sportsmanship. Fantastic to see all of the guys congratulating Bernier after a stunning drive. I'm not sure many people expected that one coming in after the crushing displays in the heats of Bernard Beganovic and Kai Aski, but Bernier knew something we didn't. He knew just how fast he could be. There's your World Championship result. Victor Bernier, Gabriele Mini and Gabriele Bortoletto on the Junior World Championship podium. Barnard in fourth from Kirill Smal, Marcus Amon, Dino Beganovic, Dilana Van Toff, Paul Aaron and Suleiman Zanfari in the top 10 from Isaac Ajar, Kai Aski and Alex Dunn. Then Guillermo de Figueiredo, James Wharton, Enzo Schionti, Thomas Nepfu, Maya Wurg, Luca Griggs in 18th from Jose Marti, Sami Megatunif, Matthew Rees, Josh Defek, Isaac Ajar and Lawrence Van Heupen, Thomas Ten Brinker, Enzo Trulli, Alfio Spina, Lorenzo Flusha, Nikita Artomanov, Zach O'Sullivan, Loris Cabadou and Sebastian Montoya complete the field, with Nikita Bedrin and Norton Andreasen out of the race in the first couple of laps. But what a result, an absolutely sensational battle from the very first lap of that race. A really exciting tussle and a magnificent result. Brilliant to see Victor Bernier as the world champion. Wow, that was some race, absolutely fantastic. So, after an absolutely exceptional performance, Victor Bernier comes home. He is punching the air down the main straight as he comes into the pits. A superb effort from the Frenchman, and that is a magic, magic moment for the new junior champion of the world.
Jake, do you hear me? Just before getting ourselves to the podium, we're going to have a quick word with two of the biggest names out there in motor racing, certainly. Mr. Felipe Massa, we can start with you, of course. What a fantastic piece of racing we've just had on track.
Wow, what an amazing race. I was really happy supporting these guys. So a lot of overtakings, a lot of fighting for the positions. Really, I enjoy massively this race, and I'm sure we will enjoy even the other one that is coming next. And even Nico here, he was supporting massively his team, and it was really a fantastic race that we just saw it.
A fantastic race, and a good sign for more to come for the OK just after. Thank you very much, Mr. Massa. Nico Rosberg, a quick word with you, as you're having, of course, a bit of camera here, so not maybe the race expected from Taylor Barnard. Can we have maybe a look at the camera for the live stream? A quick word over there. You can say hello to the world. So a pleasure to have you here, first of all. How did you enjoy the race for the junior category?
Yeah, hi to everybody who's watching live. Of course, it was a great race and a very well-deserved winner. I mean, he did a great job. And yeah, for us, Taylor started first, and pity, just a little bit missing. But that's the way it goes, and there's always the next time. But yeah, now we need to celebrate the winner.
We're going to celebrate the winners, but still a fantastic weekend for your young driver, Taylor Barnard. You might have another name coming up, Lorenzo Trevisanuto, who could do a good job as well.
Yeah, second chance coming up with Lori in P1 for the final, and I look forward to that as well. And so maybe there we can get it.
All right, thank you very much. We'll find you back on the podium. Nico Rosberg, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you, of course, to go congratulate the drivers, and Taylor Barnard, of course, as we'll find you back, ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes in the podium for this junior final. But before that, we're going to have the top three drivers going for a tour of the Kristianstad circuit, a tour d'honneur in, let's put it that way, for the top three winner in this junior final. Fantastic piece of racing, as we're going to wait patiently for the drivers to conclude this beautiful tour in front of so many people around the track, with one of the partners of the SICK FIA for this event, BMW, taking them for a tour, and then we give you a rendezvous at the podium just nearby the main building of this track of Kristianstad. You can start gathering, of course, around this podium. We're going to cheer and celebrate the top three drivers in this final of junior category. It has been absolutely fantastic. A well-deserved winner in the like of Victor Bernier, the Frenchman driving for VDK. What a fantastic drive from Bernier, but as well as from the rest of the pack. It has been beautiful to see, and as Mr. Felipe Massa just said, a good sign for the next final to come up. This will have on track the 34 best drivers in the OK category.
What a sensational race in the OK Junior World Championship. An absolutely magnificent battle from lights to flag. We really got a sensational display from the drivers and a magnificent race. Very worthy indeed of the World Championship title. So after an amazing 21 laps of battling, we have a 7th Junior World Champion. The 2012 contest, of course, won by Henry Easthope. 2013, Alessio Lorandi. 2014, Inam Ahmed. 2015, Logan Sargent. 2016, Victor Martins. 2017, Dexter Patterson. And now it is at the turn of Victor Bernier. This is life-changing for a racing driver. When you win the OK Junior World Championship, it really does put you in the shop window of many, many incredible people. And Formula One is obviously knocking for anybody in that top 3. You only have to look at the drivers that have competed in the Junior World Championship in the past, the likes of Charles Leclerc, confirmed as a Ferrari Formula One driver last year, Ben Barnicoat racing in Blancpain, Ricky Collard racing in the British Touring Car Championship, Antoine Hubert leading in the GP3 Series. All of them competed in the 2012 running of the FIA World Junior Karting Championship. None of them won it, but they have all gone on to amazing things. So just imagine what is awaiting the future of young Victor Bernier. An absolutely astonishing performance from the Frenchman, and a very worthy world champion he is. A brilliant effort as well from the guys in 2nd and 3rd position. Of course, the Italian Gabriele Mini never ever gave up in that race, dug deep and kept striding forward. Really good to see him in a fantastic mind frame all the way through that particular race, but a really, really stunning effort from the Italian to be 2nd in the Championship of the World. And always this weekend we have rated Gabriele Bortoleto. I thought for a while maybe he had what it takes to get the flag down to Victor Bernier. He did a good job and it was an amazing effort, but it wasn't quite enough on this particular occasion. But an amazing success nonetheless. And now, of course, the drivers will be able to go around on the victory lap, which is going to be on the back of a very specially prepared BMW convertible around the Kristianstad circuit here in Sweden. A fantastic fillet for the crowd here, who have put together an amazing event, an amazing effort as well from the Kristianstad Karting Club here in Sweden. They have been working so hard over the last 6 years to turn this venue into a world championship facility. The work they have done, you can even see it on the Kristianstad Karting Club website. It is an absolutely amazing effort that these guys have put in over the last half decade to transform this place from a pretty good racetrack into a world-class cathedral of speed. The facilities are fantastic. The infrastructure is second to none. And as you have already seen in the Junior World Championship, the racing is quite exceptional. And therefore, we're going to get to see, hopefully, many, many more weekends of great success in European and world competitions. Here come your top 3 drivers in the Junior World Championship of 2018. They join a list of incredible people who have stood on a podium of a Junior World Championship, including Ferrari Formula One driver for 2019, Charles Leclerc. He was 2nd overall in 2012. Imagine what these 3 could get up to in years to come. 3rd position in the World Championship, Brazil's Gabriele Bortoleto. In 2nd, the Italian Gabriele Mini. But the world champion for France is Victor Bernier. Ladies and gentlemen around the circuit, give them a massive round of applause. They are so deserving of your accolade. What an amazing performance from the youngsters. They very nearly took a piece out of the timing gantry on the main straight. But that's all smiles as the Vega caps are intact for the moment. But what a magnificent display from our top 3 drivers, who are absolutely kings of the world at the moment. The top 3 in the World Championship podium is an amazing achievement. Gabriele Bortoleto in 3rd, Gabriele Mini in 2nd, and your new world champion, the Junior World Champion, Victor Bernier. It's a wonderful moment for these 3, and hopefully the first of many on their route to the top of the sport. So many drivers have tasted success in the FIA Karting World Championships at both senior and junior level. The 3 junior podium sitters are going to be very, very much appreciated by the fans here. They are going past the stands. Give them a massive round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They've been absolutely sensational and they are worthy of your praise. And a wonderful, wonderful day for these 3 very deserving drivers, Gabriel Bortoleto, Gabriele Mini, and the new junior world champion, Victor Bernier. The OK Senior World Championship race is coming up very shortly indeed, folks, so do not disappear if you're watching on the live stream. That is going to be coming very shortly indeed. But an amazing moment on the Foronard Bill BMW convertible Victory Tour car. Your 3 top drivers are now heading to the podium, and it's going to be a very popular one indeed for these 3 talented sensations. Gabriel Bortoleto, Gabriele Mini, and Victor Bernier. Our drivers touring around, and of course they will greet the FIA president once again, Felipe Massa, who will be on hand for trophy presentation duties. An amazing moment. I can't even begin to imagine what must be going through the mind of these exceptional young superstars who have put on an amazing display. But these guys are just kart racers from their local countries. They've obviously done an amazing job to get to this point. They've worked hard. They've been dedicated. The commitment is absolutely outstanding, and they deserve every single second of the plaudits they will get for this particular event. An amazing moment for the top 3 drivers who now can't wait to get to the podium where Guillaume Alvarez is waiting to greet them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the first podium ceremony on the way for what has been a fantastic piece of racing. We're going to try to do it quickly, of course, because we have another final coming up very soon. We're going to call in the order of the 3, 2, 1. First of all, the first driver to step on the podium of the World Championship stage here in Kristianstad. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton of applause from the driver from Brazil, Gabriel Bortoleto. Second place after what has been a difficult weekend to start with, but he recovered the ground in this very final. From Italy, driving for Parolin, on the second step of the podium, Gabriele Mini. He is the second French driver to be crowned in that category. Another victor to win the World Junior Championship here in Kristianstad. He's been absolutely performant in the European Championship, and once again this weekend in this final, winner of the World Junior Championship from France, Victor Bernier. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Representative of the team VDK will be Eric Verdarsdonk on the podium. Congratulations to VDK and to Mr. Eric Verdarsdonk, representative, to join on the podium. Before getting the trophies and the well-deserved flowers to our top 3 drivers, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna listen first of all the national anthem of France, La Marseillaise, for Victor Bernier. we're waiting for the Marseillaise, the national anthem of France, to be listened, to be played here on Kristianstad. Just a few seconds of patience as we still have to dispute another race this afternoon. I'm waiting for the call sign for Victor Bernier before heading over the trophies. We're waiting for the national anthem. The flags are already above the podium. That's one good thing. The French one for Victor Bernier, the Italian one for Gabriele Mini, and the Brazilian flag for Gabriel Bortoleto. We're just waiting for the national anthem. All right, moving along. We're not going to have the national anthem, unfortunately. No big deal. Let's move along, shall we, for the top 3 drivers. This was, can you hear me? This was the national anthem of France. I don't have any microphone back. All right, we're gonna move along. Can anyone hear me? We're gonna move along, and now is the mic back. Finally, we had the national anthem of France, La Marseillaise. Moving along and handing over the trophy to the driver. In 3rd position will be Mr. Magnus Hedman, organizer of the Kristianstad Karting Club, handing the trophy over to Gabriel Bortoleto from Brazil. And round of applause, of course, for Gabriel Bortoleto, who put together a fantastic performance all throughout the weekend with a well-deserved 3rd place. That could have been a 2nd if it was not for the driver in 2nd position, Gabriele Mini. Handing over to the Pauline driver in 2nd place will be Mr. Jesper Ackensen, head organizer of the Kristianstad Karting Club, to the driver in 2nd position from Italy, Gabriele Mini. Winner of this fantastic final, winner of the 2018 Junior World Championship. And to hand over the trophy to him will be the CAK FIA president from Brazil, Mr. Felipe Massa. A well-deserved trophy for a well-deserved performance to the 2nd French world champion in this category, Victor Bernier. We're going to have as well a trophy handed over to the representative of the VDK racing team, Mr. Eric Verdaasdong. We will have on the podium the FIA Vice President, Mr. Kees van der Grid, handing over the trophy to Eric Verdaasdong. Congratulations to the entire VDK team for such a beautiful performance. You can raise the trophies high in the sky. This is well deserved to the 3 of you. We're going to have the flowers, of course, for each of the top 3 drivers. You can hand them over the flowers. Well deserved bouquet indeed for each of the top 3 drivers, as well as for VDK. Well deserved bunch of flowers. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Thank you very much. We're going to have as well the champagne to celebrate for each of the drivers. You can hand them over the bottle finally. And we're going to take the picture indeed. The final picture, you can get together on the first step of the podium. Gabriel Bortoleto, yeah, you can get together for a very nice picture. You can say hi to the world as you're live on the live stream brought to you by FIA Karting and RGMMC. The podium, the first one of two to come for the junior category. Round of applause, please. On peut les applaudir. The top three of the junior category. Victor Bernier, Gabriel Mini, and Gabriel Bortoleto. And no podium without a good celebration with what will be, is it a champagne or something else quite equivalent? Never mind, as well as we have something with bubbles in it to celebrate this beautiful celebration and celebrate this beautiful weekend of racing. Thank you very much to the three of you. Mr. Eric Verdersdonck is going to have a shower of champagne for himself too. Congratulations!